Are the vectors v and w orthogonal? In other words, are they perpendicular? Provide a numerical justification. So we want to find the angle between the two vectors. So to do that, we need to use the formula for that. Now, I don't have the formula right in front of me, so you guys who have your notes handy, will you please make sure I'm doing this right? So I think the angle is the inverse cosine of the dot product divided by the magnitudes multiplied. Am I remembering this formula correctly? Anybody have any input on whether I've remembered it right or not? Okay, cool. So then we take our vectors. So v dot w, we just do 10 times -2, and we add that to -5 times 4. And technically this would be like 10 squared and 5 squared and -2 squared and 4 squared. Yeah, okay. So that gives us -20 plus -20. Did I multiply those correctly? I was suddenly thinking they were going to turn into 0. And isn't the inverse cosine of 0, isn't that when we get 90 degrees? So just double check, because if this top part turns into 0, they're orthogonal, correct? It is -40, it's not 0. Okay, so let's keep going. So we have 10 squared and 5 squared, so that's the square root of 125. And then we have 2 squared and 4 squared, so that's 4 and 16, so that's a square root of 20. So we have, we could actually stop at this point because didn't we learn that in order for them to be orthogonal, which is 90 degrees, this thing has to be 0, and it's not. So we don't even need to go through this whole process of finding the actual angle. We can stop and explain right now. No, because, oops, no, not. No, because v dot w does not equal 0. So simply, that is enough to know that it's not orthogonal. The only way that you'll get a perpendicular vectors is if their dot product is 0, because the inverse cosine of 0 is 90. If I'm explaining that incorrectly, feel free to correct me. So we could finish the problem and find the actual angle, but it's not necessary. So okay. So just to finish off this video, the bottom of this turns into 50. So then if we actually do want to find the angle, we would do the inverse cosine of 4/5, -4/5. Using a calculator, we would do inverse cosine -4/5, which is 143 degrees. So definitely not 90 degrees. Okay. You have